So we are delighted to be able to help participate in this special Star of Recognition ceremony today. Let me just give you a little bit of background. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce has been administering the Walk of Fame since it was created in 1960. We've put in more than 2,500 stars. I've been around for, I think, about 600 of those ceremonies. And it's a very special recognition that's worldwide recognized. So when we were approached by Technicolor on their 100th anniversary with the request to do a special star, it had to go to our board of directors. And they were very pleased to approve this. And just so you know how special this is only the second of these Star of Recognitions that we've, or Stars of Recognition that we have done. The first one was several years ago that we did down at USC for their School of Cinematography. So this is a very special recognition in honor of Technicolor's 100th anniversary. So we are delighted to see this today and on this great weather today. So let's get on with the program. I'd like to first invite Richard Crudo up to say a few words. Let me tell you a little bit about Richard in case you don't know him. He's the president of the American Society of Cinematographers. And this is your second stint, isn't it? You did it from 2003 to 2006. He's a glutton for punishment. He came back in 2013 to do it again. He's also a working director of photography and a former governor of the cinematography branch of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. He's going to provide a few remarks, some of his observations about Technicolor. As you know, the cinematographers and Technicolor work very closely together. So we're delighted to have Richard participate in the program. Richard?
Thank you, Leron, and thank you, everyone. It's a great honor to be here. And first and foremost, I want to say on behalf of the ASC and probably all cinematographers, thank you to Technicolor. You've made us look so good for so long that we almost take it for granted. I know that you've bailed me out on a number of occasions, and I'm very, very pleased about that. 100 years. The ASC has been around for 97 of those years, and I don't know how we could have made it this far without you. Through all the changes in technology and workflows and what have you, and the switch from film to digital, you've just been there with us every bit of the way and have made some very difficult transitions actually quite easy and quite palatable and now quite welcomed. One of our great cinematographers at the ASC, William A. Fraker, used to say on occasion that there's no more romance in Hollywood. I don't believe that's true, and I know it's especially not true in this building. When I step in here, I still feel the romance, and although I don't miss showing up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning before a 7 a.m. call to watch dailies on the high speed, what I do miss is stepping off the elevator in the old tech building in North Hollywood and getting the blast of the chemical bath. That fixer, the smell of the fix and the stop bath, that mixture that you used to get as you walked into the lab, it was the most encouraging, exciting, invigorating, romantic thing that I can ever associate with a laboratory. So I was talking to Fred a little earlier this morning, and he agreed to have some of that pumped into this building. So I trust every time I come in to do a digital operation now that we'll have that again, and that will join the past and the future. But in all seriousness, Technicolor has provided technology, great forward-thinking technology for so many years, and great customer service, and for that we are forever indebted to you. And I sure do hope that we're around in another, not that we won't be around, I'm certain, but I sure hope that Technicolor and the ASC will be around in the next 100 years to carry on everything that we've done so well for so long together. So thank you so very much, and best of luck. And who is next? Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Let me do a few acknowledgments. We want to acknowledge actor Edward James Olmos. And we're delighted to have him here because he is a Walk of Famer. He received his star on February the 24th, 1992. It was his birthday. So we're delighted to have you with us. And helping to celebrate today. We also want to acknowledge the chair of the board of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, Beth Marlis from Musicians Institute. You see all those musicians walking around Hollywood carrying their instruments? That's where that's from. And let me also acknowledge our Walk of Fame producer for nearly 29 years, Anna Martinez back there. Wave, Anna. She's the one with the stars. And of course, we also want to acknowledge the landlord. Where's Bill Humphrey? You out there, Bill? There he is in the back with Hudson Pacific Properties. Now, they're important because they had to approve putting the star here as well, but haven't they done a marvelous job in restoring this studio to a pristine condition? It is just an amazing facility. So thank you, Bill, for all the work that you do. So let me say just a few things. You know, anytime you're celebrating 100 years, it's a cause to celebrate, especially for a company that stands out as well as Technicolor. I've been reading up on the firm. It's amazing what you can find on the internet these days. And I was impressed with all of the different color film processes invented by the firm, from 2-color Technicolor to 3-strip Technicolor, dye transfer processes. And you know, when I read it, went through like 5 or 6 iterations of each of those. It was amazing. It was enough to make my head spin. But the important thing is to recognize just how innovative this company has been, which is why it is still around and thriving 100 years later. The company, of course, has expanded far beyond just color film processes to be at the forefront of digital innovation and advanced video services. Now, I understand the firm was originally founded in Boston, is that right? And that the founders attended the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, which is where the tech in Technicolor came from. So you really probably are the first techie company that ever came about, right? Technicolor. So fortunately for us, the company originally relocated to Hollywood in the 1920s before eventually moving throughout the whole Los Angeles region, which is, of course, I want to bring up as why, from the standpoint of the Chamber of Commerce, I am so thrilled about the date of 2008, which is the date also that Fred became CEO of the company, I believe. But it's also the year that Technicolor moved here to Hollywood and consolidated its Southern California offices, most notably from Burbank. So if you're from LA, you understand that, why they stole a lot of our companies over the years. So we were thrilled to have Technicolor move back to Hollywood. And when I saw that sign lit up on Sunset Boulevard, the Technicolor logo, I knew that we were on our way back. So you were kind of at the forefront of relocating here. This building was the first new office building built in Hollywood in 30 years, just to give you an idea. And today, see how far we've come since 2008, we have 1 million square feet of office space in development in Hollywood. Later this year, Viacom is going to move across the street, and then Netflix just down the street. So this is going to be an exciting environment to do business. And you kind of paved the way, taking the risk to come here to Hollywood. And so we want to, especially on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, thank Technicolor for that. And so at this time, we would like to present, before we unveil the plaque and before Fred gets to speak, I'd like to invite him to come up, and Beth also to present you with a little plaque, commemorative plaque from the Chamber. So why don't you stand over here, Beth, on the other side of Fred. Let me tell you what it says. It says, Technicolor, a Hollywood star for 100 years. And Fred, it's your turn to speak.
Great. Thank you very much. I think I'll keep this. One of the biggest problems in Hollywood is you discover when your company is 100 years old, you have a lot of memorabilia, a lot of things that are collected over the years. You get an Oscar, which is actually over there, which we only take out today, because you have to keep it under lock and key because it's really difficult. Everyone wants to take it home. I get a star today, but I cannot take it home. Somehow it seems to be cemented into the ground, but maybe I'll be able to sneak out with this. So seriously, thank you very much. You've said a lot of nice words about Technicolor. You've actually taken away most of my speech because I was about to launch into a very short 2-hour lecture on the difference between 3-strip and so forth and so forth. So I'll make it shorter, and I'll simply say that Technicolor has been around for 100 years, and that is a fantastic achievement, as was mentioned. Very few companies get to live that age. But what's even more exciting is that Technicolor today is stronger and bigger than it's ever been. We are bigger in LA today than we were 70 years ago or 50 years ago. We have transitioned from the end of film. I mean, I do take note of the request for chemical smells. We'll have to, of course, check with the EPA if this is still legal or not, but we'll make sure that our client's desire will be fulfilled. And we've moved completely into digital production. And in many respects, Technicolor is here today thanks to all of you, thanks to all our partners, thanks to our clients, in particular, all the DPs, who are fundamentally the people who come in this building day in, day out, on the weekends and at night, who keep us busy, who ask us to do things which are fundamentally impossible, and yet all of you make it happen, because we don't just have colorists, we have many people who are involved in the art of making a film, doing the finish of a film, of creating the visual effects, creating the content. And nothing is more fitting than in this 100th year for us to celebrate not just having reached this milestone, not just the fact that Dr. Herbert Kalmus was recognized by the Academy in 1939 with a Special Achievement Oscar for bringing color to the screen, but also more recently, Technicolor and its teams have been recognized by the Academy for sound mixing, for visual effects. How many of you are aware, I think most of you are aware, that the last 5 movies that have won the Oscar for Best Cinematography were actually finished by the Technicolor teams. What a great achievement. We are there to support the industry, to support the trade, to support the artists. And if there's something that Technicolor is all about is, you're right, the word tech stands for technology. But technology by itself doesn't have a soul. Technology by itself is an implement, it's a tool. What is beautiful is what happens here is our teams, our resources, our people, our partners enable us and help us to convert this technology into what is real art, what is real creativity. Because I think the real difference between what Technicolor does and many other companies try to do is we actually try and bring a soul, a spirit, a feeling to what is being created. We don't just think of technology as an end in itself. Technology is an enabler. It's something that enables the cinematographer, the director, to stretch the boundaries and to create something that has never been seen or experienced before. So for Technicolor, this is what this business is all about. This is what we are all about. And so on this day, this is a day that I think we should all be grateful for those who preceded us, and we should all be very excited about the years ahead, because we are in one of the most exciting industries in the world. We're doing some of the most exciting. We're doing some of the most exciting work possible. And as I mentioned to somebody earlier, I sometimes have to pinch myself because, you know, if at 13 anybody had told me I would end up running this company, I would say that's impossible. It's a bit like winning the jackpot at the lotto, but this is actually better than winning the jackpot. This is the best job in the world. This is the best place to be in the world, because we're doing so much fun, so many fun things. We're creating new experiences, and we're at the forefront of what the viewing industry is going to be, the film industry is going to be about. It's not just a theater, it's not just television, it's not just your tablet, it's not just your smartphone. Tomorrow it'll be virtual reality, the next day it'll be augmented reality, and God knows what people are going to come up with. But what is great, premium content experience is always going to be a requirement, and people are always going to come to you and to us to ask us to help them create this new experience. So thank you very much. Thank you to all of you, and thank you to all those who preceded us over the last 100 years. And may the next 100 years be as exciting, if not more exciting, than the first 100. Thank you very much.
So it's time to unveil the star officially. I would ask Fred and Edward James Olmos and Richard and Beth if you want to come.